Heavy rain and powerful winds leave their mark on the Triad.
The rain is still coming down tonight. The damage is widespread.
Power out, trees down, roads flooded. The latest from the hardest hit areas.
Accidents, closed roads, down trees. A recap of rain in Guilford County.
Flooding in High Point, making it hard, if not impossible, for neighbors to get home.
A look at the damage here in Randolph County and why neighbors are describing it as a war zone.
Our wettest day since Tropical Storm Michael. All that rain moving out, but winds whipping up. WFMI News 2 at 11 starts right now.
I never thought this storm was going to do this damage to our house.
I mean, that water is just going, this has nowhere else to go, and then it'll start backing more up on us. And there's not anything you can do about it.
They had canceled the bus trip because of the wind. The wind was really, really harsh.
Roads washed out, trees blocking the roadways. The storm rocked the Triad.
It dropped as much rain as a tropical storm and stretched across the Piedmont, from Stokes to Randolph, Rockingham to Charlotte.
At least 2 people are dead because of the severe weather. A driver in Gaston County hydroplaned, slamming into a creek. In South Carolina, a tree fell, crushing a driver in their car.
The videos we've seen are shocking, like this one from I-40 in the Triangle. You see that green road sign? A heavy gust of wind blows it apart and sends it crashing into cars below.
And check out the rushing water at Revolution Mill in Greensboro. It's downstream from Buffalo Creek. When there's heavy rain, this is often the outcome.
This is another problem spot when we get heavy rain. The Little League Baseball Park in Winston-Salem. The whole area looks like a lake where water rose about 1.5 feet.
Over in Rockingham County, a golf course overtaken by rainwater. This is at the Deep Springs Country Club. Officials there say the rain flooded a retention pond, putting several holes underwater. That course is closed tomorrow.
This is some crazy video from Danville. A mudslide off Memorial Drive. You can see homes just feet from the edge above. It's so bad the city will keep the road blocked overnight.
Many Triad schools will be delayed or closed tomorrow because of flooded roadways. Let's start with the delays. Guilford County, Winston-Salem, Forsyth, Asheboro, Davidson, and Lexington City schools are on a 2-hour delay tomorrow. So are Stokes, Surrey, Wilkes, Carroll, Mount Airy, and Patrick County schools. Randolph County will be on a 3-hour delay. Some districts will be closed tomorrow. They are Rockingham, Yadkin, Caswell, and Montgomery County schools. You can find the full list of closings and delays on our website, WFMYnews2.com. We have crews across the Tri tonight, from the severe storms to the nonstop rain. Communities all over have been impacted.
A Randolph County woman sent us these photos. Trees ripped apart and scattered all over the road in Liberty.
WFMY News 2's Marissa Tanzino is joining us live now to show us the damage. And Marissa, our weather team thinks it could have been a tornado, but no official word yet in Randolph County.
And it certainly looks that way here. We had a difficult time even finding our way around Randolph County. The damage was so bad. There were down power lines, trees down, and debris everywhere. And we're standing now near Highway 421 because it's one of the safest places that we could find in this area. We met plenty of people tonight, though, that described the damage like a war zone.
There's tin hanging in the power lines, there's power lines down, there's debris everywhere.
This is what's left of a chicken coop after severe storms ripped through the Liberty area of Randolph County.
So I don't know what to compare it to, but it's actually worse than most of the hurricanes we've seen in the last few years.
Brandon Ward and his wife Kimberly live next door on Ramsor Julian Road.
It was just a few minutes after the episode of hail and the heavy rain that a neighbor called and told us that our neighbor's chicken houses had flown across the street. And I looked out our front door and you could see debris everywhere, all across the street into the other neighbor's yard.
Ward says whatever came through here also flattened their neighbor's garage and blew a carport away.
I've never seen a war zone, but I would compare it to that.
Now, it is amazing that nobody was hurt here. The wards say that the cleanup process will start tomorrow and they will be helping their neighbors during that time with whatever they need. At last check, there were more than 3,000 people in Randolph County without power.
Marissa, thank you. Other parts of Randolph County were also hit hard during today's storms. A massive pine tree nicked a house in Liberty this afternoon. The tree hit the gutters but missed much of the home. A woman who lives there says she was just going inside when that tree came toppling down.
Roads are a mess all over the place. Look at this photo of a collision between a car and a tree on Country Club Road in Winston-Salem. Now, it's not clear if the tree fell on the moving car or if the car ran into the tree after it fell. If it's not trees in the road, it's a whole lot of water. This is flooding video on Bethabara Road near Bethabara Park. The water washed over both lanes there.
Now over to Stokes County. The road problems could last for a while. 2 sinkholes in King. The first one is off Brown Road and the other one off Goff Road. A viewer tells us the roads are near West Stokes High School and school buses typically use them.
Let's go live now to High Point, where road conditions are so bad in one neighborhood some people can't even get home.
WFMY News 2's Alma McCarty talked to frustrated neighbors.
People who live here tell me that there are about 50 more homes down here on Rivermead Drive that are separated now from the rest of the neighborhood by floodwaters, meaning tonight no one's getting in or out. For many neighbors in a High Point subdivision,
only street in and out of the subdivision.
Flooding made it hard, if not impossible, to get home. Tony Fatemi was hoping for the best.
I was like, okay, I was hoping that it's gone down, but you know, as you see, it's not.
Despite a road closed sign at Halifax and Rivermead Drive, some took a dangerous chance to cross to the other side.
I've lived here long enough that I can kind of gauge by mailboxes and stuff how deep it is. It's a lake. I mean, I would guess right now it's probably 3 feet.
While some took Justin Cushman up on his ride home, others said it's far too great a risk.
They better not. I don't know. They're probably out of their mind, or they're going to have a tow their car. I don't know. I mean, they better don't do it. I wouldn't do it myself. I wouldn't advise anybody to do this.
And I cannot stress this enough. Driving through any amount of floodwater is a bad idea. A foot of floodwater could actually carry away most cars. And there's a reason why we say turn around, don't drown. So, of course, I asked Justin why he was doing this, and he tells me that he knows this road really well because he's lived in the neighborhood for a pretty long time and can gauge the level of the water. But most people out here tonight, they did heed the warning signs and decided to stay put.
Alma, thank you. Let's stay in Guilford County now, where we find WFMY News 2's Jess Winters in Greensboro.
Jess, the storm caused several car crashes in the area.
Almost a mile of busy battleground completely shut down in both directions. It just opened up about a half an hour ago as the calm from this messy day is finally setting in tonight. Blue lights, orange road blockades, yellow tape, the colors of a disastrous day in Guilford County.
The BMWs. Yeah, it's completely smashed. That one is completely smashed.
Just ask Bernard Milliken. An uprooted tree from the rain and high winds obliterated his cars.
I heard a bang, and I actually thought the dumpster man was picking up the trash can, and I looked out the window. This is what I saw.
He owns both of these tree-totaled sedans.
What do you think are the chances that this tree landed on both cars owned by you?
What the chances are? Slim or none. That's it, slim or none.
Utility poles toppling over as well. Greensboro police say a car crashed into a power line, causing Battleground Avenue from Westridge to Pisgah Church Road to shut down. Elsewhere, flood-prone areas on the mend. Here's a side-by-side of Revolution Mill from day to night. Rising waters now receding in places like Latham Park and Revolution Park, which was completely underwater. And Bernard, you heard from right there. He said it was kind of a mix of bad luck and bad weather, but he says luckily he has insurance on those 2 cars. As for the greater Guilford area, I called the 911 center and they said they haven't had any major incident reports of, say, car crashes or downed trees, just this battleground incident. Again, the road has been reopened. It was closed from about 6 o'clock to 10:30, so if you're commuting, maybe you work overnight, you're now good to go.
Some of the good news tonight. Thanks, Jess. Greensboro police are investigating a deadly crash on I-85. This morning, they say a man lost control, drove into the median, then came back onto the road where a tractor trailer hit him. 20-year-old Matthew Craver died at the hospital. Police say he was driving too fast for weather conditions.
Right now, thousands are in the dark because of the storm. We just checked with Duke Energy and we have updated numbers now. The area with the most power outages is Randolph County, with more than 2,800 customers without electricity and more than 800 in Guilford County. A time for restoration has not been announced yet. Tim, there is still some rain out there. When will it all finally come to an end?
Well, the good news is that we only have a couple more hours to go, and the rain that's left over right now, it's not torrential. It's not even that heavy. It's more just regular, steady rain, not the kind that will cause any additional flooding problems. And check this out. In Wilkes County, we're finally starting to see the back edge. These are dry skies moving closer toward Yadkin County. That is part of the back edge of this system, which really has been unrelenting since this morning. There it is. You see that edge moving right there through South Carolina as well. Futurecast tells the story too. Notice the clearing skies through about 4 a.m. or so, and clearing for tomorrow morning. Friday's mainly a dry weather day aside from a stray shower, but here's the problem. Gusty winds in the morning could be pretty intense, between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Now, okay, normally that's one thing, but with all the rain we saw today, wind gusts like that could pack an extra punch because the ground is so wet. So downed trees are a real concern tomorrow. Wind advisory will be in effect for all day from the morning through about 4 in the afternoon. So as temperatures begin to fall, the cold air gusts in here. Those wind gusts are a concern, even though the sun will start to shine. Finally, on Friday, we'll get that sunshine back out for you. We have a high of 58, but that comes in 1 hour from now. Our temperature falls throughout the day. The wind whips up, and you can hold me to that. We'll talk about the weekend coming up.
Our team of meteorologists has been warning us of this wild weather for days, and they will help guide us through it until it ends. Stick with us on air, online, and on our app. A lot of you have been sharing your photos and videos with us today.
Some of you texted them to us, others tweeted or posted them on our Facebook page. WFMY News 2's Christian Morgan is taking a look.
Hey, you know what, guys? We got a lot of pictures and a lot of text today. There was a lot of widespread damage and a lot of widespread flooding concerns, too. So let's just show you a few of these. This is from a home in Stanley County. This is in Albemarle. You can tell where this tree, of course, with strong winds and a lot of rain, was easy for it to fall over and crash through this home. Now, the lady inside tells us that she was taking cover, but while she was doing that, when the tree came through, she lost everything that she had in that house. And this is actually from the Winston-Salem National Little League team. Their baseball field completely underwater. Now, this is from one of our weather spotters, Chris Burleson, up in Rockingham County. And this is something we tell you all the time and urge you not to do, but just simply because it's really, really dangerous. But this guy on Oregon Hill Road in Rockingham County did decide to take his truck through flooded roadways. That's just an absolute no-no, especially during this type of weather event. And this is from Stoneville, from up in Jill. It's in Rockingham County. She said normally there's a white horse that runs around in this pasture, but it's all completely underwater, and there will be more damage to assess tomorrow morning when the sun comes up, I'm sure.
It's not just the Triad. The storm made its mark across North and South Carolina.
It was especially bad south of here. Check out this video from Charlotte. It appears to show a tornado touch down in the backyard of our sister station's chief meteorologist. It sent patio furniture flying and tree limbs crashing down.
A little further south, a similar situation. Folks in Spartanburg, South Carolina, hunkering down. Another possible tornado came through there. Trucks overturned, power lines and trees in the streets.
Getting nasty hell here. Whoa, check it out. All I heard was all this wind, and I just knew to get in the bathtub. That's all I knew.
And check out the intense rain over the Raleigh-Durham International Airport. You can see the rain blowing across the sky in ribbons. People trying to keep their balance as they run across the road, trying to find shelter.
And you've got to see this video of the Greenville Zoo in South Carolina. The zoo more like an aquarium today. The parking lot was totally underwater and there was flooding throughout the property. We'd like to see what you're seeing. Text us any storm photos with your name and location to 336-379-5775. You can also tag us on Facebook and Twitter. Show us what's going on in your area.
Just ahead, we get you caught up on the other top stories of the day, including President Donald Trump's response to the impeachment trial.
Plus, 2 Wants to Know is looking into the best ways to ease the tension if someone picks a fight with you. It's next.